What if I told you there once was a creature so massive it made a T-Rex look like a chihuahua? A beast so tall it could touch a fifth-story window, and so heavy it left footprints you could swim in. This is the world of Titanosaurs, the true titans of Earth's history. Titanosaurs were part of a group called sauropods. These were the long-necked, plant-eating dinosaurs you might have seen in pictures or movies. But Titanosaurs were special. They were the biggest and last of their kind. They were like the grand finale in the long story of giant plant-eating dinosaurs. When Titanosaurs first showed up, the world was very different from what we see today. It was much hotter, and the continents were still close together in a big landmass called Gondwana. The air had more carbon dioxide, which made plants grow really big. This was perfect for the giant titanosaurs who needed to eat a lot of food every day. These huge animals lived all over the world. They were found in South America, where some of the biggest titanosaurs lived. They also roamed across North America, Africa, and Asia. Amazingly, they even lived in Antarctica. Back then, Antarctica wasn't all ice and snow like it is now. It was warmer and had forests where titanosaurs could find food. Not all titanosaurs were the same size. Some were as big as elephants, which is still pretty large, but others were truly massive. The largest known titanosaur is called Patagotitan. It was longer than 3 school buses put together and weighed as much as 12 elephants. What made titanosaurs unique was their body shape. They had incredibly long necks, sometimes up to 11 meters long. That's like 2 tall giraffes stacked on top of each other. But these necks weren't heavy like you might think. They were full of air pockets, like bird bones. This made them lighter and easier to move. It was a clever trick that let titanosaurs reach high up into trees for food without falling over. Titanosaurs had small heads compared to their huge bodies. This might seem strange, but it worked well for them. Their teeth were shaped like pencils or spoons, perfect for stripping leaves off branches. They didn't chew their food like we do. Instead, they swallowed leaves whole and let their big stomachs do the work of digesting. Titanosaurs grew new teeth all their lives. Unlike us, who only get 2 sets of teeth, baby teeth and adult teeth, titanosaurs were constantly replacing their teeth. This was really useful because eating tough plants wore down their teeth quickly. Their legs were really interesting too. They stuck out to the sides, making titanosaurs look wide and sturdy. This helped them support their massive weight. Their leg bones were incredibly strong. The largest titanosaur leg bone ever found is 2.4 meters long. That's taller than most people. Even though they were huge, some titanosaurs could move pretty fast, up to 20 kilometers per hour. That's about as fast as a human can run. Imagine seeing a building-sized animal moving that quickly. Scientists have found lots of titanosaur fossils that tell us about their lives. One of the most exciting discoveries happened in 2021 when farmers in Argentina found bones of a massive titanosaur. It took years for scientists to carefully dig up all the bones. Finds like this help us understand just how big these animals could get. In Argentina, scientists also found a place where titanosaurs laid their eggs. This was a really important discovery because it showed us how these giant dinosaurs took care of their babies. They found hundreds of nests, each with about 25 eggs. The eggs were round and about the size of volleyballs. These nesting sites tell us that female titanosaurs dug nests and carefully buried their eggs, just like some modern animals do. This was surprising because it's hard to imagine such huge animals being gentle enough to make nests and lay eggs without breaking them. This discovery also showed that titanosaurs probably lived in groups, a herd of these giants walking together with the adults protecting the young ones. It must have been an amazing sight. Living in herds probably helped titanosaurs stay safe from predators. After all, even the biggest meat-eating dinosaurs would think twice before attacking a group of titanosaurs. We've learned about what titanosaurs ate by studying fossilized dinosaur poop. Yes, even dinosaur poop can turn into fossils. These fossils, called coprolites, tell us a lot about what titanosaurs ate. They ate all sorts of plants, including pine trees, ferns, and early flowering plants. Some scientists think they might have even eaten early types of grass. Titanosaurs played a big role in shaping the plant life of their time. Because they ate so much and traveled in herds, they could change entire forests. They might have helped spread plant seeds across large areas as they moved and pooped. This tells us that titanosaurs were important not just because they were big, but because they affected the whole environment around them. Titanosaurs lived all over the world, and scientists have found different species on every continent. Some famous ones include Patagotitan and Argentinosaurus from South America. These are among the largest land animals ever discovered. In North America, there was Alamosaurus, which lived right up until the time when dinosaurs went extinct. Africa had its own Titanosaurs too. Paralittleton lived in what is now Egypt, but back then it was a coastal area with lots of mangrove trees. In Asia, scientists found Jurassic in China. There's even a titanosaur called Australopithecus found in Australia. In Europe, which was mostly islands during the time of the Titanosaurs, something interesting happened. Because the islands had limited food, some titanosaurs evolved to be smaller. This is called island dwarfism, and it's something we see in other animals too. One example is Magurosaurus, a titanosaur from Romania that was much smaller than its relatives on larger continents. Sadly, titanosaurs died out when a big asteroid hit Earth about 66 million years ago. This event, which happened near what is now Mexico, caused huge changes all over the world. It created giant tsunamis, started big fires, and put so much dust in the air that it blocked out the sun for a long time. This killed many plants, which meant there wasn't enough food for big plant eaters like titanosaurs. This event didn't just kill titanosaurs, it marked the end of all dinosaurs except for the ancestors of birds. Even though titanosaurs are gone, scientists are still learning a lot about them. They use some really cool tools to study titanosaur fossils. One of these is computer modeling. Scientists input information from fossils into powerful computers, which then create 3D models of how these dinosaurs looked and moved. This helps us understand things like how titanosaurs held their necks, how they walked, and even how fast they could move. New ways of finding fossils are helping scientists discover more titanosaur remains. One exciting method is using ground-penetrating radar. This special radar can see underground and help locate fossils without having to dig up large areas. This is really helpful because it means scientists can find fossils while causing less damage to the surrounding area. There's still a lot we don't know about titanosaurs. How did they grow so big? Some scientists think it might have to do with their bird-like respiratory system, which could have helped them get more oxygen. How did their stomachs work to digest so many plants? They must have had very efficient digestive systems to get enough nutrition from leaves and branches. Are there even bigger titanosaurs we haven't found yet? Every year, new fossils are discovered, so it's possible there are even larger titanosaurs waiting to be found. These are questions that young scientists might answer one day. Maybe some of the kids reading about titanosaurs now will grow up to be paleontologists. How living things change over long periods of time. They evolved from earlier, smaller sauropods, gradually getting bigger and developing new features like their wide-set legs and air-filled bones. This reminds us that life is always adapting and changing in response to its environment. Every time scientists find a new titanosaur fossil, we learn more about these amazing creatures and the world they lived in. Sometimes, a single bone can tell us a lot. For example, by studying the growth rings in titanosaur bones, similar to tree rings, scientists can tell how fast these animals grew and how long they live. In recent years, there have been some exciting titanosaur discoveries. In 2014, farmers in Argentina found fossils of a new species of titanosaur. When scientists excavated the bones, they realized they had found one of the largest dinosaurs ever. They named it Patagatitan majorum. This discovery made headlines all over the world and got many people excited about dinosaurs. Another interesting find was made in Australia in 2021. Scientists announced that the discovery of Australopithecus cooperensis, nicknamed the Southern Titan. This was the largest dinosaur ever found in Australia, showing that titanosaurs lived all over the world. Titanosaurs have captured people's imaginations all over the world. Many museums have exhibits featuring titanosaur fossils or full-size models. Some of these models are so big that they can't fit into a single room. Seeing these displays helps people understand just how enormous these animals were. If you enjoyed this jumbo-sized journey through prehistory, don't forget to hit that like button. And hey, why not join our herd? Subscribe now for more epic adventures in paleontology.